Hey, hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I'm happy to see you this morning. So anyway, today let's talk about, are you sabotaging your success? You know, we've all had that experience of self-destructing, right? It's a strange feeling to know that you ruined the very thing you were trying to accomplish, and we've all done it. And I think it really boils down to, when we self-sabotage, when we sabotage ourselves, it really boils down to fears. It's always about fears. Have you noticed that? It's about discomfort. It's about getting out of your discomfort, not wanting to be uncomfortable. And it can be that discomfort of failing, succeeding, or maybe even having to perform a task that you're just really uncomfortable with. And so you've heard the saying, I'm sure you have, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That really, when you talk about success and you talk about being successful, that boils it down to those 5 words, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Unfortunately, most of us are well practiced in the art of avoiding discomfort. And that's the most common way that we sabotage our success. So are you sabotaging your success? My phone's ringing. Oh, sorry. Anyway, so consider these things that might be happening, that you might be doing to sabotage your success. So distractions, right? The tasks that need to be done in order to be successful are typically less appealing than watching TV, surfing the internet, or spending time with friends, right? We're experts at distracting ourselves, and the urge to seek out distractions increases with the unpleasantness of the task. So the more we don't want to do it, the more we tell ourselves, or the more we get distracted by something else. So the solution, allow yourself to have distractions, but control when and how long you engage in them. So you might say, okay, after I do 3 hours of work, then I'll give myself 30 minutes of whatever that I need to be distracted by, distraction time, right? So, or you might limit your distractions to the evening after your work is done for the day. So, procrastination. Distractions are a way of procrastinating, but there's countless ways to procrastinate. The general theme of it really is doing something other than what you're supposed to be doing. So the solution is to be clear on what you need to do and why. Focus on getting started. That's usually the most challenging. I've found that if I can just get started, I'm usually fine. It's just that getting started, that's the hardest part. And then maybe, if need be, use a timer. Set a timer and say, what can I accomplish in 30 minutes? If I set this for 30 minutes, how much can I get done? And kind of turn it into a competition with yourself, right? Another way that you could be causing sabotaging your success is indecisiveness. So indecisiveness is always a success killer, because you can't make up your mind. When you don't make up your mind, or you can't make up your mind, progress comes to a complete stop. If you wait till you have all the wisdom and the information necessary to make the perfect decision, you're going to be waiting a long time. So sometimes you just have to pull the trigger and move forward. And so the solution is to be clear on what needs to be done and accomplish your objective, and give yourself a time limit. So you might give yourself 10 minutes a day to make a decision, and then just decide and do your best. I tend to... I look at what I need to, if I have to make a decision, I look at what I need to do. I look at my options, and I usually make a decision pretty quickly, and I pull the trigger and I go for it. And sometimes it's wrong, but then again, that's what we do. I've talked about this for the last couple of days. It's about course correction. So if you make a wrong decision, or you turn down the wrong path, or you do the wrong thing, then you look back and you say, oh, that didn't work. You make a course correction and you move forward. So you don't let yourself be hung up by indecisiveness. Bottom line, just make a decision, commit to it, move forward. If you need to change your decision, well, it's not even at that point changing your decision. It's more of a make a new decision, right? So you've made a decision, it didn't work, you've reevaluated, now you make a new decision to move a different direction. It's not the end of the world. You don't have to have perfect decisions. Another way to sabotage your success is negative thoughts. So for lots of people, the closer they get to success, the more negative thoughts they experience. Your mind goes crazy. It feeds you full of, oh my gosh, your mind, it feeds you full of You can't do it. You're not good enough. You know, we've all heard all of this stuff, right? And the closer you get to being successful, the more your mind starts chattering. And so take control of your mind. Try to, use affirmations, think thoughts that are useful for you. Cheer yourself on rather than criticize your actions. A lot of that's just being aware of what chatter is going on in your mind. And then if worst case scenario, just ignore the noise that's in your mind. You don't have to engage with those random thoughts. You can choose to ignore them. But those are probably something that's really going to tie you down if you're not careful. That is those thoughts in your mind. So affirmations and being aware of the thoughts in your minds and changing them and saying, no, I'm not going to do that. That makes all the difference. Another way that sometimes you could be sabotaging your success is focusing on low priority tasks. So a lot of times we like to work on projects, but we want to avoid the most important tasks because probably they're the least enjoyable, right? Or they're the hardest, or we're most scared of doing. And so we avoid those, but we actually spend our time doing the tasks that are not as important because it allows us to feel like we're still making progress. But we're kidding ourselves when we do that because we're not making progress. We're really it's just another form of procrastination or another form of sabotaging, right? So have a list of tasks that you need to do and order them from most important to least. And start at the top of your task, number one, and work your way down and just check them off. And don't allow yourself to think about what would be easier, what would be harder, or anything else. It's just, that's number one. Get it done, check it off. Okay, what's number two? That's number two, get it done, check it off. Just do that, and that will help. And then another way that we sabotage and this is the worst way that we sabotage our success, is quitting. It's the ultimate way to sabotage your success, and I see it every single day. I see it in my business. I've done it. I have done it in the past. Nobody's perfect, right? But you can't achieve anything if you quit before you're successful. And many people have a habit of quitting right before they achieve that success. And, that's really, in my mind, quitting is the only way you really fail. Because if you don't quit, you haven't failed. You just find another way to get there. But once you quit, that's it. You're done. You're over. You've failed. So don't do that. Develop the habit of finishing what you start. And don't let yourself cave into the fear that crops up just when you're about to find out if you were successful or not. Remember that you can always try again, regardless of the outcome. No matter what happens, there are ways around it. There are things you can do. But if you quit, you've just closed the door and you're done. So don't do that. Okay, so self-sabotage is a great problem to have because you don't really need it. The good thing is it's about you. It kind of sucks that it's you, but you know what? The entire issue is your responsibility. And I know that sounds disheartening and it doesn't sound good, but you know what? It's actually good news because it's easier to change yourself than to change somebody else. So if it's you, you have control. If it's somebody else causing you to self-sabotage, which isn't possible, then you wouldn't be able to control it. So that's the cool thing, is that it's you. You have to take responsibility, but you also are able to stop it. You're also able to figure out what you're doing and work around it and be successful. So that person that's responsible for your success every day is staring. Just look in the mirror. Just look in the mirror. It's you. That's you. So keep these tips in mind as you go through your day, and soon you'll find yourself enjoying successes rather than having failures or, thinking you're a failure or whatever. Seriously, if you just keep going, keep working at it, don't let the fears get in the way and do it, you will be successful. So anyway, thanks for being with me today. I hope this was helpful. And I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.